Coach Thompson in the game.
Yeah, certainly credit to Western. They had a really, really great start. We didn't, so a little bit hard to recover from. But we had some bright spots, and obviously these two right here. And I think we had a really great fight back. You know, that game could have gone 22-25 real quick. And we had a good understanding of we have to grind, we have to find ways to get stops. And we did that. I think cut it to 3 a couple times, but just couldn't get over the hump. So.
You talk about bright spots after a slow start, especially in the second quarter, where you guys were down 15 in the first. You guys fought back to get yourself a handful of points at halftime.
Yeah, I thought we got a balance in scoring too. We got some inside presence. We got some great post feeds into Hallie. Obviously, she finished quite a bit as well, but just the understanding of like our balance and knowing that, hey, we're probably not a team that is going to win a lot of games shooting 35 threes. Like, we've got to be a little bit more balanced. We've got to understand. We've got to share the basketball, make some extra passes, attack the basket too. You know, I think this was a game, while we went to the line 19 times, I think we could have maybe gone 25 to 30 times if we were a little bit more in attack mode. So, but again, these two right here, Molly, just being aggressive. We've been talking to her about that all year, and now stepping into a role of not only starting, but being our primary ball handler and being the point guard that's running the offense, while at the same time looking to score. All of those things are new things and new experiences for her, and I think she took this one and ran with it. So.
Talk a little bit about what you saw from the ball control today. We only had 13 turnovers while forcing 15.
Yeah, we did a much better job. I actually sat down with the point guards and we had a really great film session showing them their assists, showing them the really great things they're doing, and then showing them unforced turnovers. You know, and even a couple of them said, like, well, what's an unforced turnover? So we talked about that. We talked about how, like, you know, we just make the turnover ourselves and not necessarily the other team playing great defense. So we did a much better job, I would say, in our primary break, just being more patient and slowing down. We got to the basket, we slowed down, we jump stopped, we found open teammates, and we would still like 13 to be 10. You know, we'd still like us to be in a position where we get 3 of those back. In a close game, like all these close games, every possession matters. You know, so any of those 13 that were unforced, we'd love to have those back. But even the 17 assists, you know, that's a great mark for us. We want to be in that 17 to 23, 25 range in terms of assists. So just continuing to build off this. And again, it was really great to get some post presence because we've been waiting for that, haven't we, Hal?
Yeah.
Coach, talk a little bit about the players to your left and right, both career high performances and points. Hallie with a career high 13 rebounds.
Yeah, just amazing. And obviously they can't do it on their own. You know, Molly got open on a lot of threes by screenings, you know, from a teammate, from a Hallie, from an Olivia, from a Brie, from, I know, a fellow teammate. And just the attention that Macy and Sophie drew defensively allowed, I would say, Hallie to get some open looks underneath the basket, because people have to stay with those players because they're good scorers and good shooters. So it's obviously not a one-man show or a two-man show. It's multiple people helping these two score the ball. And obviously the 17 assists, you had a lot of people making extra passes to get people some inside touches. And you know, we just have to learn, and we have to continue to grow from this. And now we need like a collective unit to not only, you know, score and defend, but come ready to play. You know, I would say we didn't come ready to play today. They got off to a really quick start, you know, dug ourselves a hole. Now you crawl back. Now you're exhausted from crawling back. It's a one possession game. You don't have a lot of life left, you know, so I think not digging ourselves that hole, but we got to get ready. We've got another one on Thursday, so.
Hallie, great performance in the post today. Talk a little bit about your play today.
Yeah, like Coach said, we've been working towards this all season, but I hope to just consistently do it for my team. We need it, and yeah, that's really it. Just trying to consistently do that for the rest of the season for my team.
And Molly, Coach already mentioned it, but you know, various circumstances have allowed you to step up into a larger role. Talk a little bit about your confidence, and right now it looks like, you know, your confidence is at a high level.
Yeah, I think, like Coach said, you know, we have great scorers like Ava, Sophie, Hallie, and Liv who draw attention on a scouting report, and even just with injuries and being, you know, having a limited number of players, like, you know, Coach is saying to be more aggressive, look for your shot more, shoot the ball more, and I mean that's anything a shooter wants to hear, right? So it's never a bad problem to be told to shoot the ball more. So I think that would help anybody's confidence. So it's just been a continuous thing that the coaches have been telling me, even if I kind of grimace after a miss, they're like, next shot, keep shooting, that's a good shot. So that's definitely been helping. But again, it helps when, you know, my teammates we're all sharing the ball, 17 assists. when girls on the scouting report, who are drawing a lot of attention from teams, know to kick to me, to Hallie, whoever has the hot hand. So yeah.
Coach, someone came up to me after the game and they said the wins are coming, the momentum is building.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about, from a player standpoint, the importance of building or maintaining confidence even after a tough weekend where you came out with 2 losses.
Yeah, we feel that as coaches. We feel, that we're improving every day. We're improving every game. It's hard to feel that as a player, maybe. And my best and, most positive message I can send to them is that, like, hey, your work is gonna show it. Your hard work is gonna show it. But a big message of ours in the locker room was like, we gotta not also take easy way outs of things. Like, defense is hard, rebounding is hard. And I think a lot of times we take the easy way out instead of saying, like, I'm gonna do the hard thing. I'm gonna do the difficult thing. I'm gonna do the extra mile thing. I'm gonna be the tougher player, the tougher person, and go through something that's really hard, because on the other side of that is really great stuff, is success, is not only winning, but it's seeing improvement. It's all of those things. So I would just encourage our players to keep their heads up, because we're in every game. And at some point, that 3 the other night is gonna go down, and that's gonna be our game, and we can't wait for that day.
Coach, talk a little bit about next week, a road contest at Little Rock, a team who can kind of try to break you down on the offense.
Yeah, they're historically a great defensive team, so we've got to make sure we're executing, while at the same time, defense has to be our focus. We've been saying this for the last 3 to 4 weeks, that we are going to be a defensive team, and we have to buy into being a defensive team. Giving up 81 is not a defensive team. So we've got to grind and grind and grind and say, we're going to sit down in stance, we're going to guard people, we're going to make things difficult, and that's the work that we have to put in every day. But Little Rock is obviously going to be a challenge. They always are, coming into the league here last year, and what they did last year. Obviously they're not having the year that they want to have, but neither are we. So again, it's going to be another battle of the 3 and 12s, I think it might be, 3 and 11s. And so we're excited to be there and, get this conference season moving a little more.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.